Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here and today it is time for more F1 2013 Sprint Mode. I'm here in my Force India in Korea for the first time in a very long time. There's double figure people in this lobby, there's more than 9 people in this lobby, there are in fact 10. I think I'm starting third on the grid here on the option tyres. I don't know if you can actually change onto the I don't know why you'd want to do that. Also, what I've noticed is that these crew chiefs appear to work for every single team. They really need to make their mind up. But nevertheless, I've been given the finger and we're about to go out onto the track here in Korea. A track that, would you believe it, I haven't driven that much because I seem to say that just for every track we've ever been to. So then, here we are. The Williams on pole. Rabbit Conch 137. I'm there on third on the grid. There, my teammate is fourth, Hewitt J8972 here. I've got a Sauber to my left, he appears to be Argentinian. I've got a Marussia behind and a Ferrari. There's a real mixed bunch of the first 6 of this grid. Nevertheless, the 3 lights are now on, the 4 lights are now on, and the 5 lights are now on. And they are now off, and we've got a relatively decent start compared to this Sauber on the left-hand side. The Williams up in front gets a great start down into turn 1. Are we? Wow. Wow. I wasn't even turning into turn. Well, we've gone from 3rd to 8th now. Well, maybe that's 6th now because there's been an accident down a straight. Don't ask me how that's even remotely possible. But I wasn't even into turn. Well, anyway, whatever. Argentinian Saubers just decided to destroy us down into turn 1. There's a Ferrari charging on the inside, much like Adrian Sutil did in real life, and then ended up collecting Webber in the real race, but nevertheless we've just switched back to him in his Ferrari. He's already missing his front wing. We've done 2 corners, depending on whether you call that kink a corner, and he's missed his front wing. We've both lunged of the inside of that Sauber. I don't know if it was an Argentinian one. I think there's another one in this race as well. Nevertheless, we get a warning for corner cutting. We're now up into 5th. One of the Marussias there has spun, but he's corrected it somehow, I think by being pushed by my Force India teammates. There's 2 Marussias, there's 2 Force Indias at the moment as we get cut off there. We have our nose completely cut off by that Italian Marussia, but he did have track position, so I suppose he's allowed to do that. Meanwhile, the Williams at the front is slightly holding these guys up. There's 2 there's contact, and my teammate's gone. He's out, he's pushed us out wide. We're down to 4th. There's another Sauber here, the British guy. He's going to try and go around the outside of us into this long left-hand corner, but he goes wide. He makes a meal of it, as do I in this next corner, and does one of the Marussias. This is carnage on this first lap. The 2 Marussias are just swamping the Williams. One goes either side of the Williams, and they take 1st and 2nd. This poor Williams down into 3rd. We're going to try and look at him because he's gone wide, but he turns into us, or rather spins into us, and there's more contact there because we were just alongside each other at a corner where you don't go alongside. I've lost another end fence because I've been punted into the wall on the outside. I've got no front wing left by my nose cone, much like this Ferrari that's gone up the inside, and we've got, oh, for crying out loud. Well, nevertheless, I suppose, I'm sorry, but how does this type of thing even happen anymore? At what point during that particular accident was I causing the accident? I was in the, if anything, that Ferrari should have got the penalty, because he just put, oh, you know what? I'm actually, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my, wow. In 3 corners, we've been destroyed 3 times. Wow. Wow. Just wow. That the level of driving standards on show in this race is below, it's negative. It's not even a positive, it's not even 0. Forget 0, it's negative. This is the sort of situation we're dealing. I've met 1 clean guy so far in this race, and that's the Sauber up in front of us, this British guy, who went wider. He's, I think, possibly the only person we've not actually made contact with at all during this. Oh, no, never mind, that's completely out of the window now, because we lunge up the inside and make contact. I was accidental, I swear. Now we're going to lunge up the inside, and that's a clean move in terms of this race so far. We're up into 6th, and we can see 3rd. We can still see the podium having spun, having hit walls, having been punted out wide multiple times in this race. We've got a Spanish Mercedes. I didn't even know there was a Spanish Mercedes in this race. Nevertheless, we've got a terrible run in the last corner, and the Sauber, the British Sauber, is now all over the back of us. If he's got the traction of Nico Hulkenberg in that Sauber, he'll be all over us based on career in real life. The Spanish Mercedes has gone wide. He's gone miles wide, and me and the Sauber have gone up the inside of him. The Belgian Caterham that slammed us out wide into the corner we're fast approaching is up ahead in fourth. But the British Sauber's going around the outside. He was in the slipstream. I used some curves to try and defend, but he's taken fifth back briefly. We're still on the inside just about. There's a little bit of an overlap, and we lunge back up the inside, bouncing across the curbs here now on this final lap, which I forgot to mention because we're now on the final lap, but we're up into fifth. The podium is not out of the question here, but based on the driving standards, last is also not out of the question. We're 3.3 seconds up on our best lap. That's the situation here. Just from one decent sector, we're already miles up on our best. Nevertheless, the Belgian Caterham even there, making a bit of a hash of those slow corners, although we didn't go through very cleanly. But the British Sauber also doing so as well. The only clean guy in this race so far at all. Somehow this Belgian Caterham and the Ferrari are still up in decent positions. And wow, we've gone wide, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad.
12 seconds later.
This is actually now beyond a joke. This is not even comedy anymore. In fact, it probably wasn't in the first place. But that's beyond the point. Please, someone count the amount of times I've been taken out in this race, because I'm pretty sure it's quite a long way above average. It's above average. That's the conclusion here. It's above average. Much unlike the driving standards of my opponent. And you know what the worst thing is? I've got a 10-second penalty. Out of all of that, I've got a 10-second penalty. Wow. That guy that I've just scrolled down to is the only clean guy in this entire lobby. That's the scenario here. Wow. Wow. I'm not entirely sure what to think of that. Nevertheless, at the front, we've got two Marushas on the podium. I don't know if we'll ever see that or say that in the never mind the near future. But anyway, I suppose like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode, and comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. This was just disgusting. Just words fail me. Words fail me. Nevertheless, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you enjoy yourselves after seeing this video, hopefully, or whether you were enjoying yourself before viewing this video, doesn't really matter, just as long as you're doing the latter, it's fine. But anyway, goodbye.